That's just how
time
streams work.
after Worlds when I went to record a YouTube video and accidentally clicked start streaming. And I was like, so we couldn't get there this time, and I was like talking about all this stuff, and people were like, bro, what are you doing? And I was like, oh no. Chat just started like flooding in. I was like, oh shit.
Welp.
Alright, well, I'll see you later, guys.
Do you remember when Mr. Bear was in your channel before you started streaming, like 5 minutes before?
Yeah.
He's just kind of a genius.
That's funny.
It happens every now and then. Every now and then when I'm recording YouTube videos, someone will like jump onto my stream and just do the exclamation mark Dex to like see what I'm playing. But I'll be like recording and I'll look over and I see people typing things in chat. I'm like, what the hell?
What is happening?
Mm-hmm. It always throws me off. All right, I have not seen the auto thing on my Discord yet that's like, hey, you're streaming. And that's usually when everybody starts coming in.
Looks like you're streaming.
I am currently live, yep.
Yep.
Wait, did I unfollow Majin when I wasn't looking? No, my Twitch is just being dumb. Okay,
You have to refollow him every other
You got it, yep, all right. Every day, yeah, every day. That happened to me with Mo, like a bunch of times on the client. He kept, like, we would play each other for a tournament or something, and then he wouldn't be in my friends list anymore, so I'd have to, like, re-add him. And he kept thinking that I was, like, dropping him over and over again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no,
that happened to me with Mo too.
Yeah. It was really weird because like I think there was one day where I had to play him twice, and between the first and second time he was not on my friends list again. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Get him out. Gotta get him out right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
So, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing
Nice
good.
Monday.
Yeah, it's nice Monday. It's Worlds is over.
Oh man, time to just kick back just a little, you know.
Yep. I'm playing Bloodborne after this. You're playing Runeterra. I was thinking about it though. I was like, okay, I have to play through the entirety of Bloodborne. That was like the goal, the sub goal. It's like a Bloodborne playthrough. I was like, I'm not incredibly good at Bloodborne. How long is this gonna take?
That's gonna take a little while.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Speaking of other games and killing time until everyone shows up, I started playing Axie Infinity. Does people know what that is? It's like a crypto card game Pokemon thing. But check this out. So like Shihu came like top like 11 or something on the leaderboard.
I think he finished like 8th or 9th.
Yeah. So check this out. So their leaderboard, it's basically a card game, more or less. Their leaderboard this last season, first place, $20,000. Top 20, $5,000.
Yeah.
Like top 100 was, I don't know, like $1,000. Like, isn't that insane? So yeah, I've been playing the game. It's actually like, it's pretty fun. But like, this game, anyway, unbeknownst to this game, this is like, to me, this is the future of gaming. Like, something like 95% of the profit goes back into the ecosystem. Like, could you imagine if like Hearthstone or Magic or Lore or whatever gave like some massive amount of their profit back to all the players? Like, that's just absurd. Like, imagine Runeterra or like Magic the Gathering or something, and it just like has this kind of ecosystem.
Yeah, JC
like,
pointed out though,
like,
it's not free to play though.
Yeah,
it is not.
If I want to get a party of Axies to run with, it's going to cost me like $750 at least.
That's true. Magic the Gathering is very free, however.
Well, Arena technically is.
Oh, come on, it's a joke.
Yes.
Have you tried to make a deck? Have you tried to make a deck on Arena?
Yeah, no,
Runeterra you could say is
though,
free.
But like that's why they can have that kind of thing with Axie Infinity.
Not if you want to climb the ladder, though.
That's not the point I'm making.
Oh.
Because of the way Axie Infinity works, that's the only reason they can do that is because you literally have to buy in to play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they take a cut of the share. They take a cut of the transactions, right? So the more transactions there are, the more they make, the more they can dump in the community, because the more transactions there are, the more they, right? It's like a whole thing where like a normal a card game with any kind of free to play system won't work like that, because you'll have people like me that probably won't put money in, but will just try to grind up all the stuff anyway, and that would like throw off your whole thingamajig.
Well, I mean, they already have card games that are like Hearthstone and stuff that are just like this. They exist. They're just not. I mean, they're the same. So like they're just like Hearthstone or Magic. They're like Magic the Gathering, really, because you can buy individual cards. And then yeah, same sort of thing, right? Like a bunch of the money goes like back into the prize pools and back into like you get a little bit each time you win a game. You get a little bit. So like it's already a thing. It's not popped off yet as much. It's still they're very big, very popular.
Yeah, the game is quite popular. It's popular enough that I was surprised I never heard of it. But Runeterra is completely free to play. So like that system would never work with Runeterra, right? Like as much as I would love to get paid for top 10 ladder finish, like that would just never happen.
That's not really the point, right?
Runeterra does make money though, right? Like you're saying no one spends money on Runeterra. That's not true.
I'm not even sure I would want to necessarily like have people getting paid for top 10 ladder finish unless they decide to like sync the ladder in tournament formats because I don't like where ladder.
Again though, here's the other thing. Like we're talking about card games. Imagine if it was just like, you know, Fortnite or League of Legends, or like it's a MOBA or it's a first person shooter. You could do the exact same thing, right? So basically, long story short, this sort of like make a game where it's, you know, they always talk about like it being owned by all the players, all the people that are taking part into it. It seems like the future to me because like how, like, you know, if you had Fortnite and then you had Fortnite where you could make money, it's like, well,
I mean,
guess what you're gonna play.
Yeah,
like Fortnite, like a lot of people do make money, right? Like it has pretty wide prize distribution and very regular tournaments. So like,
yeah, but we're talking everyone here though.
Doing that. Yeah. I mean, that's hard to do, right?
We've all played a lot of these other games that we're not like pro at, and like we haven't made. You just pay money, right? Anyways, I don't know. Long story short, it looks like the future to me. I think it's pretty.
It is
cool,
a great idea.
Stuff.
It's really creative. It's really interesting. And I would totally check it out if I had some money laying around. But unfortunately,
for FYI, reason... they are.
Oh god.
Oh god. Do we always have to come back to this?
Yep.
You know, interesting though that one of mine just got paid today. That's weird. It must be a you thing.
You liar.
Nobody told me. What did that happen?
Everyone just conspires against me. Everyone gets together. It's like, let's just tell Majin that we all got paid. He'll hate it. It is really cool though. I might check it out.
They are coming out with the ability to play for free so that people can try it.
Oh, just to like try the gameplay. That's a really good idea if you want to appeal to like more wider audiences, right?
And again, it doesn't have to be this game. I'm just saying that model is like very cool.
It is cool
and interesting.
It is definitely cool. So should we talk about some other stuff, like the important thing that happened?
Yeah.
So, I got a new beagle. Just kidding. It's the same beagle.
Help.
Worlds.
Okay, what are we talking about first? Worlds? Worlds?
We're going to talk about Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, pretty positive experience. The qualifiers, like, we were all pretty upset with that, but top 16, I think, was really well done. The coverage was, like, really on point. It was nice that they covered every single match.
Honestly, the coverage was really sweet for like top 16, top 8. I thought they did actually a really good job with that.
I totally agree.
They did. They really did.
And that was very nice. Yeah. I didn't do as good as I wanted to do. What it is. Just had a rough top 16. Happens, you know, card games. I got out card gamed. I originally was like, God, I knew, since there was such a long break between qualifiers and top 16, it had enough time to cement in my head that I was in top 16, so I no longer felt like as lucky to be there. You know what I mean? Like if it would have been the next day and I immediately lost, I'd have been like, still made top 16, let's go, right?
Feels good.
But because it was such a long break in between, it took me like a few hours to like a full day to like have that feeling. I was like, top 16 is pretty good, right? But like, because I could only go up from top 16. I was like so disappointed when I didn't make it for like 4 hours. Then I started playing Storybook Brawl and I was like, this game's kind of fun though. But someone else made it farther than me. I don't know what he is.
I will admit that I also had that moment of bitterness, especially because I feel like I punted my games versus Alan a little bit. Like, it's not that I played bad, but I think I played like slightly less than perfect, and kind of at that level, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And I felt really good about my play overall, right? Like I honestly think I played out of I think it was 9 matches I played, I think I played 8 perfect matches. And that just wasn't good enough. And that's fair. And I'm really happy to have gotten as far as I did. And I definitely needed some luck to get there too. But I thought it was a really cool time, you know?
The level of competition was like absolutely insane. It was like nuts.
Unreal.
Everyone there was like so good. And it was cool to be a part of that. You know, it, like you said, it was one of those where like if you didn't play absolutely perfectly, like you just lost.
Yep.
And that was nuts. Because like I don't know about you, but I've never played a Runeterra tournament where it felt like that before. You know, like even in like the world's qualifiers, I felt like I had some wiggle room. And then yeah, just like small things that we were like when we were going over some of the matches in top 16. You know, you'd be like, oh, well, you did this 3 turns ago, and, you know, it kind of set you up for this in 6 turns later, and you lost because of it, right? Like,
which is so cool.
Yeah,
like,
it is really cool. I loved seeing anything like that at such a high level of play. And then we saw, like, what I loved so much about top 16, and top 8, I think specifically, was that, like, so many games came down to individual decisions between the players.
Yeah.
Not just like, didn't draw it, I lose, right? That definitely happened.
Yeah.
But it also it felt like it mattered more somehow.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like people's decisions like really mattered, and we saw some like really creative plays get like paid off. We saw some creative plays get proven to be less good. But yeah, it was really cool. Can you talk about the last play on finals? Talking about Yamato not using the spell before the attack. What was he thinking, and could he win if he used that before? I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
I had a question about this. I have a question about this too. So it's the last 2 turns of game, I think 3, the last game.
Yeah.
And he's got no hand and a flip Sejuani. First of all, he ran so bad. But then he top decks the the 0 cast cost steal 1 burst speed.
Warning shot.
So he top decks the warning shot, and Alan attacks. And I thought he was going to put his Sejuani in front of the Sivir and maybe some other blocks, and then maybe wait for a combat trick where Alan would try and pump the Sivir, and then he would freeze. But he chose to freeze before he blocked. And do you guys know why he chose to do that?
So I think my understanding of it was that like his idea was in his head was that I can't beat Sharpsight ever, so I'm gonna try and just keep this zap so I can sneak in an elusive attack and keep attacking with my Sejuani when I have the token, right? But like, so if Alan has tricks, right, you can't really play the game. But if you do that, you're gonna lose all your units. You only have a Sejuani with 1 HP, and even yes, you get to keep the warning shot, but it's pretty hard to play the game from there. So,
If you block and he just clicks OK, you mean?
Yeah. Honestly, Alan probably just clicks OK.
Which is exactly what Alan would do, right? Yeah, he's a very strong player, and he'd go, "Yep, this is good enough." Like, I agree with that. There were some spots that I think like where I probably would have done something different. I don't know if that makes it better or not, but I remember some spots I was like, "Oh, I definitely would have done something else here." Like I think when Dreadway got pinged by a trap, my initial reaction was like, okay, I should immediately Croaker the 2/1 monkey to get the extra damage and possibly set up for more pushing attack, like more damage, because your Dreadway's now going to die. Yeah. Right? You know, you're playing against Draven Caitlyn. It got hit by it has damage. It's dead. Like,
yeah. That's one of those things that kind of comes up anytime you're playing against one of the Noxus decks. Unless you're really, really late in the game, if your unit has damage on it, you kind of have to assume it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry, then after that turn, though, it goes to the next turn, and he top decks the parlay. And so he could have parlayed Alan in the face and then attacked with his team. But he chose to go with the elusive first.
The zap first, yeah.
Trying to get the zap first, trying to get the trigger off of that.
Didn't like that as much.
It's the same idea,
but
right?
I
like
guess,
he's playing around not having sharp sight. I don't know.
I don't mind that I don't mind that last one as much, because that you can get into that situation where you go, if they have this thing, I've lost the game, so I'm going to pretend it's not there. And I think being able to make those plays does actually matter a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think that he would. It seemed like he would snap lose if he all attacked and Alan had sharp sight, which he did. Right? His whole team died. But if he was to freeze the team, Alan had like Sivir, like a 3/3, a 2/2, and I forget, maybe like a 4th unit.
Yeah, a 6/8.
Yeah, the Bruiser, the big ass one.
It's like you can't attack through that. So
yeah,
Alan's still gonna sharp sight and block the elusive anyways, right? If you reconfigure your freeze.
So,
okay,
like,
but then you don't lose your Sejuani.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big deal.
Sure.
But maybe, maybe you think you're gonna die anyway.
I mean, next turn you're probably
just dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like the case I think for parlaying first, would be, Alan's probably gonna open attack you, like every time.
Yeah.
So you'll never get the opportunity to parlay to prevent an attack. So I probably would have fired it off, but like Henneke said, you're not getting in through sharp sight ever. So possibly saving it to make it just a little bit better, but yeah, like
it was also just a rough last match overall.
It really was.
For Yamato, right? Like he was doing his best, but he kind of had all the god draws the whole time with Darkness, and just kind of crapped down on him at the end a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, could you imagine he played 3 days in a row, starting at like midnight and going till like 9 a.m.
No,
11 a.m.
I can't really imagine.
That's
I
absurd.
was dead tired, and I
was dead tired just watching.
I had to wake up at like 7 a.m. and only play like a few days, and I was so tired after this weekend.
I got honestly, I got a little bit of the lucky end of that, both because like time zone stuff, because I think California had one of the best time zones. We had to get up a little bit early, but we weren't like staying up super late or anything, and also just because I'm an early riser in general. So
yeah, I mean, like this is one of those things, right? If we're gonna do online worlds, like it's gonna be like that. Like if the only way you can avoid that is if you have a LAN and everyone's there.
No. Hold on. There's actually a really easy way to avoid this. You just record the matches.
That's less fun.
But that's not as cool, right? That's just it's not.
No, but nobody knows that.
Well, I know.
Magic does that,
and I gotta sit there waiting to rant on Twitter about how unlucky I got.
Magic does that all the time, though. Look,
Yeah,
especially in the pods version where you guys had to wait so long between matches and stuff. It was only 3 rounds. So you can just play the 1, 2, 3 rounds. That way, the Asia players are only like from midnight to 3 a.m., not midnight to 11 a.m. And then you just stream the matches one at a time. So for the viewers, it's totally the same. They have no idea. Like just tell the players like don't say anything. And then the players in Asia are not totally screwed over, and you still get a great viewing experience. It's right. So you can do it.
You can.
Yeah, but like, I mean, as a player, I would want to just like complain about my draws as soon as I'm out. Right?
I'd be on Twitter right after my game.
On Twitter for like.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, Henneke, you play all your tournaments from now on in Japan, and then you can complain all you want.
Okay, I will do that.
I could do that. Yeah, like it would suck, and I'd whine about it.
You guys would pass out so fast. It'd be 9 a.m. Just be like clicking buttons,
I've
like
played
smashing it on
tournaments
the
from
keyboard.
midnight to sunup before. I played poker online, like
for 3 days in a row.
Yeah. I'm a
be
degenerate.
That's of your own choice. It's not forced upon you.
Yeah, I mean the problem comes with like that plus the like scheduling problems we had. Maybe somebody had to go to work a full shift, and then to go do that. That would really cause some serious problems. I mean, I'm sure.
It starts to get a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
No lie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pinkos points out that no one played 3 days in a row. That's fair.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, we were all watching it. Not that like it, it's anything near the same, but it.
Yeah.
Worlds for Everyone was like a 3-day event for all us players, right? I mean, I was sitting there watching, all of What Am I's games, the same as like I was sitting there playing on my own. I didn't miss any of them. But yeah, I mean, it was good. Better than it went better than I expected. We talked about the casting, the coverage, very good. It kind of the whole group thing kind of sucked because you'd play your game, and then I think there was one spot where I played my match and I was like, okay, I'll see you guys in 5 hours. Like, that was pretty brutal. But
again, if you just played all 3 rounds, that would not be a thing.
You're right, but it also wasn't that bad.
Doesn't it become really hard to get all of the casters commentating it then? I don't know. It feels like logistically.
It's the exact same amount of time. We recorded matches. We recorded matches on our 1-person setup on our tournaments, and it went flawlessly. It's super easy to do.
It's very easy.
Okay. I'm shutting up.
You just play it for the casters. It's their first time seeing it, right? So they're commentating it live. A lot like Magic. Some of the Star City Games events would do this very well, where it's like they'd have the main match, but then they record like 2 other matches, right? Just in case the main match ends early. So someone gets absolutely blown out by like Goblin Guide turn 1 or something. And it ends in 15 minutes. Well, you got 35 minutes to fill. So what they do is they play the other recorded matches, but slightly sped up.
Okay.
And it was really nice, actually.
Yeah, I can see it.
And then the casters were just pretty good at like covering the overall flow of the game because it's a card game. It's not exactly blistering fast. So yeah,
what
you could do something
about?
like that.
Fastest thing in the world.
Pew, pew, pew.
It's
Only
about
when
the
Mo plays.
APM, man.
Oh, okay. I can't believe I timed out.
Guys, like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I don't want to harp on this, but y'all gotta learn to think on your opponent's fucking turn. Like, it's not.
I was just counting. That's all. Well, I didn't know quite how like I didn't get quite how fast that clock runs out when your time runs low. Like once you go into negative time, that time it is fast. So like in my head, I heard the little shoon, the thing that says that your thing's going. So I heard it and I was like, okay, I still have like 15 seconds. And then I like lined up my blocks and I was like, okay, but if I block this, I keep this guy. Is that better? No, probably not. So I put it back and then I go to drag Riposte and it's over. And I went, but because of the delayed reaction on the cams, it made me look like I just forgot. Because I'm still sitting there, and then the attack goes through, and then I go, what the fuck? But in reality, the second the button passed, right, the second it goes like, and changed, then I'm reacting, but you just couldn't see it. So it made me look like an idiot. I immediately went on Twitter, I was like, I just ran out of time.
What happened? Yeah. I appreciate you doing that so that now that I'm not the guy on the team that has died to the clock. So that's, warms my heart for you to
you're
take
still
that
guy, Jason.
Oh, come on.
Best player in the West.
You would
do it at Worlds.
Start a club.
Yeah.
So one thing though, so I also agree. Worlds was fantastic. I loved it, man. It was, I was going to stream all 3 days. And after the first day, I was just like, nah, I'm too tired. And 2, I just want to watch all this, enjoy and relax it. It was like the Super Bowl for like Runeterra players. It was fantastic.
It was the best Runeterra to watch since the game's been out, in my opinion. Or since I've started playing.
For sure. 100%. It's just so good. So good. And I think like just the high level play, the cross region play, seeing people from different regions that you've never seen play each other, and just like the amount of play that we got in the different decks just all came together to just be like fantastic. Because if any one of those things was different, if there was a lot of misplays or people getting run over, it's not so good. If there's like, I don't know, a lot of people all bring the same deck, not so fun. But the whole mix of it was fantastic. I was kind of hoping for like some sort of announcement or something though.
Me too.
Do you guys think like we don't really have we don't even know anything about like this seasonals yet? I'm really hoping
know what's happening.
I think the default assumption is it's just going to be the same as the last one right now.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. But
I think
is it qualifying you for Worlds? Is there a Worlds?
Sure.
That whole
is
thing.
there
So
second Worlds?
Yeah, I'm because like you need to know, right? You need to know how much time you need to be putting into this. If it doesn't qualify you for anything, it's not worth as much, kind of thing. But what I'm really hoping is that they're taking their time and like learning from this whole season, and then they'll give us like a whole this is what's happening this season kind of breakdown or like a big picture.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be freaking awesome, right?
What were you gonna say, Jason?
Just on the topic of Worlds from like a viewer perspective, because obviously I didn't get to play in it. I thought it was awesome. But I think I saw some like really good suggestions that hopefully Riot like implements over on, because actually this was like really funny. I had a friend over on the second day and I was just like trying to explain what was going on to them for like a newbie who didn't play card games, didn't know anything about the game. I was like, yeah, so like you see the withering whale in their hand that deals 1 to their whole board, and it's like, no, the card's blocked by like 5 other cards. There's some like cool suggestions just like to show like the cards, what's going on, because I know me and like everyone else here just like watch party it together and we're like, oh yeah, wow, it's so awesome, he's playing around this card in his hand, because we all know like what all the cards do, which I mean was like really cool. But to like the 40,000 people across like all different platforms or something, which I believe was a number, I saw that on like Reddit or something. Just like having a little bit more visibility to the cards, what they do, just like, and I guess like the casters giving a little bit more like dumbing down credit to, I guess, the viewers.
Yeah.
But overall,
There's
it was
been,
like a really cool thing.
There's been like beginner-friendly like League of Legends streams, I think.
Yeah, where someone like
recall.
co-streams it basically and just
where someone like basically explains what's going on to like someone who doesn't really understand. And that might be something that could be good because like it's a card game. It's kind of hard to understand. If you don't play the game yourself.
Mm-hmm. I tried to watch recently. I tried to watch Flesh and Blood coverage this morning actually for an event in the Vegas event, and I couldn't because I didn't know what the cards did. Like I know how Flesh and Blood works, right? But like I don't know what the cards do. I've never seen them before. So like I just couldn't watch it, which sucked. And I remember being there for Magic as well. When like I saw the first time I was shown a Pro Tour, I was like, I had to ask the people I was with every single time, what's that card do? What's that card do? What's that card do? What does that mean? How does that work? Right? Like there's just a barrier to entry in watching card game events that there isn't in like a fighting game. Right?
That's true.
What do you think of like the game's obviously a lot more complex, but do you remember ever watching poker? And they always like, this is how it's going to work. They get 2 cards. Then there'll be 3 cards in the middle. Then 1 more on the turn. Then 1 more on the river. The final round of betting. Or like there's a round of betting in between.
That's a little much. That was a little much. That would drive me crazy.
Well, it should be like at
it would drive us crazy, but like for viewers.
Or like at the
It'd be hard to
beginning of the
simplify
stream, right?
the Runeterra that much, though.
It's like you start with one
at the
mana,
beginning.
each turn you gain another mana, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's at the beginning of the stream, or like
you draw 1
mark or
card.
something like
Just
that.
try to. I mean, you could do the best way to do that is probably to do like a 3 to 5 minute like very edited like promo style video almost, where it's like,
at like
a
the
game of
very beginning.
Runeterra starts with each player chooses 2 regions to fill their cards with and champions or whatever, and they're like showing like examples, and then they start with 1 mana each. Any unused, you could use this mana to cast units and spells. Any unused mana, and then the other person doesn't cast anything, goes into their spell mana, and you see the shing. This can only be used to cast spell, right? Something like that. And you could do like a pretty quick hits for that you show at like the beginning or maybe during a break or something. If
I think that would go a long way.
That's what you wanted to do. Yeah. I mean, it would help
like card
Jason's
game
friend
players
for sure.
Would be able to pick it up. Probably card game players, I think, will be able to pick it up pretty fast.
They're like, why is this person choosing to play a worse deck than my opponent? And I had to explain.
Alan had a great story about his parents watching his games and not understanding anything but being super into it. Yeah, I get called every time I'm playing like a bigger tournament. Like my mom will watch and she'll call me afterwards and she'll be like, "Oh, I was so excited and then you lost and I didn't know why." And I'm like, "Yeah." She does like they don't understand. It's just they follow the caster's energy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, when he drew this, that's so insane. It's like, okay, he's probably winning now.
Yeah, my I had my family watching along too, and what I heard from them is that they were mostly able to figure it out. But to be fair, my family has also been like card gamers for like ever, so it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
I can definitely see how taking it down a notch or 2 might very well be the thing to do.
And that might just be like a good thing to think about though, is having some sort of like beginner friendly cast. Some content creator can do it, or it could be an actual like official one. Because they're pretty cool. I don't know if you guys ever watched one. I watched the League of Legends one once, and it's basically just League on a simpler basis, easier to understand.
I would totally watch that, yeah, because like I want to learn, but like when you're watching an actual pro game, like things are happening so fast.
You have no idea.
Like
Yeah.
they don't explain like the characters or what their abilities are or anything. So like there's only ever I'm just watching stuff move.
Yeah,
like,
I mean they're talking about like fighting over bush control and vision, setting up for Baron in 5 minutes. And you're like, what? But then like a simpler like beginner stream would be like, okay, they picked Morgana as a support. Morgana has an ability that she shoots in a straight line, and if it hits you, it stuns. They're gonna look to set up for these stuns on the guy with the bow. So keep your eye out for that, because then I know to watch for that, right? I'm like, oh, he's lining up, like he's gonna try to get him, right? And I get excited about it. But otherwise, I'm just like, what are all these colors? Like, there's so many things.
Yeah.
Nothing but particle effects everywhere.
Especially nowadays, Jesus.
It does start to get a little bit ridiculous. I actually play League of Legends, and I like played at a reasonable level for a long time, and I cannot follow shit.
It can be tough. Yeah. Especially
oh wow, really?
when all the abilities just happen at the same time, you're just like
Well,
That happened.
It gets really tough when with all the skins for different champs, because sometimes I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, that's actually pretty annoying.
Riot loves purple, and so like half the skins are just purple, and I can never figure out who's who. So it's like, okay, we gotta focus the Misfortune, and I'm like, okay, well she looks exactly like the Orianna though right now, so I'm gonna have a really hard time with all the particle effects flying around. Everyone's like flashing everywhere. I'm like,
you want me to do what?
Yep. But Runeterra. So I'm curious, are any of you guys going to push pretty hard for like the 7 and 2 breakers this seasonal?
Oh, I'm gonna give it a shot over the next 2 weeks. Like okay. I'm probably gonna give it a shot. I'm not gonna like push myself super hard. If I'm feeling like I'm not gonna get it, then I will probably just ease off and play seasonal and try to 8-1 it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like I am having a good enough time spamming some Yordles that me and my Yordles will see what we can do.
Yeah, I just play ladder and see what happens. If I'm close, I'll push. If I'm not, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me.
That's a good point.
I'll make it in either way.
Yeah. And win, right?
And
well, there was one season.
Also, I just want to play like 9 aloof travelers right now, and I can't figure out how to, and that makes me sad. I want to do nothing.
If anyone can do it, it's you. I have faith in you. You'll make that work.
I will do my best.
I plan on playing a bit, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a break.
Yeah.
This season. Been going so hard for like the last few months. Seasonal top 32, worlds top 16. It's just been like full competitive Runeterra, which like I love, and I love competing and I love testing and all that. But like, there's only so much I can do, and then I want to play bad decks for a while.
Right?
Yeah,
I want to enjoy. Like, I don't ever get to play in tournaments. Really, and then like when seasonals comes around, like I want to take it super seriously. I'm just stressed out, and it's like, you know, it's not a lot of fun. It's a lot of like, especially when you're not winning.
That'll do it.
But like, I'm also often playing decks that I don't particularly love to play, you know, because I think they're good or whatever. And so I just want to enjoy it. I want to like, I'm gonna try and be competitive for sure, and I'm gonna try and win. But I'm also gonna balance that with like having some fun and like playing some decks that I like, and you take it a little bit more seriously and just enjoy it. Just enjoy the whole experience of it.
That's how top 16 felt to me. I played some decks I didn't really like. Like, I don't like to play Scion, I don't like to play Poppy, but like they were very good and they did exactly what I wanted them to do. And so I ran them, and like I don't hate the decks, but it's like it's not really what I enjoy, and I've always made a pretty big deal about I like to play what I want to play, and so I'm just going to. And so for this seasonal, I'm going to lean pretty hard in the other direction and just play whatever I want to, even if it's like not good. I'm just going to run it.
Yeah, I think I've been falling under a similar camp. It's just I've been pretty busy, and I've pretty much only been playing on stream, and of course most of you would know what that experience is like. So I haven't really felt like I've been progressing too far with it, so I'm just trying to find what's at least I can cope with and find enjoyable to play with. And then kind of just figure out from there. I have a little bit past knowledge coming in, and then hopefully, like, you know, as it builds up, I play against decks, and hopefully I just learn from that instead of having to play whatever crap myself and try to see where that goes.
What I do want to say though is I think this next seasonals, while there's definitely going to be some people kind of easing off the trigger a lot just because Worlds was absolutely crazy, I think what you're going to get to see is from a lot of the people between the top 64 and the top 16 of Worlds, I think you're going to see a lot of the people trying to shoot the moon. Because that's like that range where you really had the shot and want to try to take it again, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do too, right? Like, I'm sure you as well also really want to be in top 16 of Worlds again, or at least top 64.
Yes.
Like, for sure. But yeah, like, I feel like most of us who made it to top 16 are just like, okay, I need a second. And then everyone, like, I know that's how I feel when I go to, like, a Grand Prix or, like, a PTQ or whatever, right? And I, like, almost make it to top cut. The only thing I want to do the next day is try another one. And so I imagine we'll see a lot of that. I think you're totally right.
Let's talk about the meta.
Okay. Let's talk about
I
it.
don't even know what to talk about in the meta. There's so many decks, man.
I haven't even played ladder.
Yeah. How about this? If you guys could do top 16 again, would you take the same lineup? And
Probably.
if you would change anything, what?
If I had another week to prepare, I'd probably bring Shellfolk. And I said this immediately, right? I was like, if I had the time to prepare and I wasn't in like Disneyland, and I actually could have like tested matchups, I probably would have played Shellfolk because I love that deck.
Yeah.
But I think What Am I's lineup that he prepared and then I stole, and then our team tested a bunch.
Me too.
I think was like absolutely 100% the correct call. Like it was so good into the field.
I'm gonna be real. Like that one was a team effort, right? Like y'all saw me and Majin with the lineup on the day, but like everybody on screen here and Kever and Push P and Turtle came on to help us. Like there was a bunch of effort all around that went into testing that and making that lineup happen. Just so we're clear, that ain't just me. I don't want to take that credit.
Like every day, we were all in practicing something. You know, people were practicing different things. It was like Worlds was definitely a team effort, which was so cool to see. That like even after top 64, when like only 2 of us were still in it, that the whole team still came together to like really push hard to make sure we were prepped, and that was great.
Because of course we were fucking gonna do that. Like if one of the other people had gotten in, then we want to see him do good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the fucking point.
Yeah,
For sure.
10%, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was going to do it again tomorrow, then I would definitely bring Poppy Lulu and I'd definitely bring Graven Scion. I think those decks felt absolutely cracked. I think that the Nami deck is really, really good, and I think it might have had a little bit more of a target on it than I was expecting it to. And I think that if, again, kind of like what Majin said, I think if I had had another week, then I could have found a third deck that wasn't Nami, that was on that level, that wouldn't be targeted, and I would have been happier with it. But Nami does good shit, so we just rolled it.
We just took it, yeah. I don't regret bringing Nami. I mean, it did very well for me in the one game I got to play it.
I mean,
Smashed them.
I just felt like I needed so many things to go right to win my games with Nami. Like it was a little unreal.
I mean, no one was in top 16 who wasn't prepared, or at least had a plan against Nami, right? Yeah. Like you just had to be. I was shocked to see Darkness do so well, honestly.
I mean, what is so well, right?
Well, one person did very well with it, right? So
won 5 games.
It was really solid, obviously, but it was also not something that showed up a lot, right? And maybe that means that Yamato cracked the code and Darkness is secretly cracked, and maybe it means that, and we've said this before a lot, right? He's played that deck like thousands of times, and so he knows the matchup well enough that it's even better for him.
Yeah.
I never saw more plays that I wouldn't have made than watching him play Darkness.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
That's true.
Which means I probably would not have played it correctly, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, the majority of decks, like, when you watch someone play, like, Plunder, 80% of the time, you're probably, like, everyone's going to agree on the same play. Not saying Plunder's, like, super easy or anything, but, like, Darkness is a deck that I don't have a lot of experience with, and neither do a lot of people, I feel like, especially not at the highest level, because it was pretty immediately discounted as, like, a tournament deck or whatever. And then, seeing it brought and seeing it played differently than I would have played it, there was a lot of times where I'm like, why wouldn't you just cast this here? Why wouldn't you just do this? Oh, we're doing this now? I probably would have saved that, right? And, it oftentimes worked out very well for Yamato, and I think that just proved that, like, he had a ton of experience on that deck, and it really went well. It really paid off.
It's very much, if we're disagreeing with him, he probably knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was a I wouldn't have made that play. Not he probably messed up. It was more of a, I wonder why I'm so bad that I would have made the wrong play.
One thing I noted that I thought was interesting was that, like, 90% of the pranks he had in his hand just stayed in his hand. And
he never cast them.
Never played them.
Ever. Yeah.
I was like, what are you waiting
We're like
for?
yelling. We're just like, please, just cast a prank.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I feel that way every time I see someone play Ballistic Bot. I think people just actually play those cards way too often. Like, it can be really solid those couple of times that it does good things for you. But I think honestly that those cards need to be played a lot less than they are.
Prank?
Just like prank and ignition.
But prank and like ignition. Like, just because you don't. I'm not going to say everyone, right? But a lot of people don't realize how important that 1 mana is, or those 2 or 3 mana that you spend on them, just because they're not like willing to put in the effort to think all the way out like the next 5 or 6 turns and figure out when they're going to need their mana points and what their mana break points are.
Totally. I mean, I feel like a lot of people opt to not cast Ignition, right? Like the standard is to not cast it. You have to have a reason to cast it, right? But I think what Henneke was talking about was there are multiple times where it would just be like, okay, you're passing with 5 mana here, and you have a Frank in your hand, and they have 4 cards in hand.
12 mana.
Please just cast
12
it.
mana.
Yeah.
2 pranks, 1 other card. Like pass. Like just never.
I already know what cards you have in your hand.
Yeah, I don't.
Down to like 12 mana turns, and then like the other guy's out of mana, and he's like, I'm gonna hold this a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
But maybe it's just for like late game
maybe it was a little
or something.
overdone. Maybe it was a little overdone. That's fair.
But I don't really know. Yeah, we'd have to ask him.
There might have been a reason.
I'm sure there was, right? With every play. Like, I'm sure there's a reason. There's a lot of... That's one thing that really sucks about being on, like, camera and, you know, have, like, commentators and, like, chat and everything, watching, like, people play... Having people watch your games, is that there's always a reason we make a play, right? Even if it ends up...
like, so... I don't fucking know what was going on, man. But, like, at some point during the day, because I got to watch my last games because of how much the delay was. It was like 15-minute delay, so I get to go back and watch the last game and see what people thought of it, right? Because it was interesting. And the entirety of Twitch chat forgot how to count to 13 during the end of one of my games. So I was like, what is wrong with you people?
I had so many times people like it doesn't happen on your channel, right? But it's always on these like the ones with the big coverage and everything. I can't tell you how many times I've like, because I finish my game and then I'll watch the coverage of my game a lot of times, right? On like Fight Night or seasonals or whatever, because it's, you know, I want to see what the casters say. I want to rewatch it. I want to see what chat says. And I cannot tell you how many times Twitch chat has called me an idiot, a horrible player. They can't believe I'm throwing the game so hard. Those are
mostly me though.
I set up lethal, like, right? Like, I just engineered the game to the point where I am going to win right now, and Twitch chat just floods with what a bad player. Like, why did he do this? What an idiot! Can't believe he forgot to do this. It's like, oh my god.
Hello?
So we always have a reason for something, and that's right. That's what I was originally talking about. We always have a reason. You know, we're not just gonna cast cards like whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, we have a plan or something, and even if it ends up not being like what happens, there's always a reason. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of times the general populace that watches the game can forget that, so they'd be like, what? They see a play and they go, why would you obviously play into this card? And it's like, sometimes, like we were discussing before, you decide, if my opponent has sharp sight, I'm going to lose no matter what, so I need to pretend like it doesn't exist, right? Then I take this line. And sometimes it makes you look like a genius, and sometimes it makes you look like you've never played the game before. Even if it is the correct line. And you can make a lot of times, will take the correct line and still lose. Yep. That's just how card games work, right? And yeah, some people just... Oh boy, we'll flame everyone first. And it was so tough to not jump in chat and like defend some of the players sometimes. I
tried a couple times.
Doesn't work.
There was just like so many freaking scrolls.
It doesn't work. You're just gone immediately. Yeah. You posted it.
Bye.
Yeah, it's gone.
I mean, that's just human nature though, right? Like, how many people think that they could manage a sports team better or play a position from one of the pros better? Why is he blitzing there? Oh, he threw the fastball there? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, there's like everyone always thinks they can do things better. Like, no, Dad, you're on the couch and fucking he's on the field. Yeah. Shut up.
You played high school and didn't make varsity, and this guy's one of the best in the world.
Classic people.
Anything else you wanted to? Go ahead.
At the end of the day, you kind of just like, if you're going to play the game, you kind of have to know that that's going to happen. You can't let it get to you, right? Of course.
Yeah, I mean, and there's like, I think a very good practice that a lot of like high level players and people who are around like anything high level, right? They start with, instead of that was wrong, they start with, I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah.
Right. And those are different, right? Like, that was a bad play, or I'm not sure why they did that, are completely different. Because a lot of times I've gone, I'm not sure why they did that. I don't agree with that play. And then thought about it later and gone over and gone, okay, well, if our opponent doesn't have this and we're hoping to draw this, then this is absolutely the right play, and I could totally see why you take this line, right? But like, just immediately like firing off, like, bad play. You know, it's hard to watch.
I don't know why you guys watch it. I watch the stream with the chat closed.
Yeah, I should start doing that. She who tweeted out something along the lines of like Twitch chat can actually give you like brain cancer or something during like the matches. It was so funny.
I think it's fun if you don't take them too seriously.
It's fun on other people's matches.
Just,
just on my own, I get so heated. And people I know, especially when like they make what I think is the right play, and then it turns out to not work out in that scenario, and people like flame them for it, then I get upset. Or just any player in general. Yeah, it's like, no, that was the right play. Like it just didn't work out. It just looked kind of weird. You know, that sucks because I definitely don't want someone who maybe has a more fragile ego, you know, to like read it and just be like, hate it out. That would suck, right? Like some really good player who just like goes to their first tournament, Twitch chat flames them because they flame everybody, and then decides never to play again. That'd be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to cover? Go ahead. What you got?
Are we on to like a season 2 now? Is that like what this is?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's what I'm referring to it as.
We're on the second year of Runeterra, right?
Yeah,
you know, we've gotten through our first one.
The second year of competitive Runeterra is what I would call it.
Did they line up all the worlds for all the games? Because like, isn't TFT and League also happening?
Valorant knows happening, right?
I think so.
I think League's in
Valorant too.
League's in like at least a few weeks, right?
Yeah, they didn't quite line it up.
Like
start of October.
But I mean, like Valorant's happening, and then like I think TFT's happening, and like League's happening. It seems like
it's all very close together.
Close.
I think it's like sequential.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they would want to
League starting in
intentionally fully
October.
line it up, just because there are definitely a bunch of people who want to watch both of them. Like I personally, like, obviously Runeterra, but I'm gonna tune into TFT and League of Legends Worlds. That's just some high level shit.
I'll watch some League Worlds. I probably won't watch any of the others, but yeah, I'll watch League Worlds. And if they were stacked, that would be really unfortunate. Like on top of each other, that'd be really unfortunate.
Yeah,
I would like to have a week break in between them. I can only handle so much hype before I need to take a nap.
This is true.
Yeah, I was watching Valorant Masters while also watching like LOR Worlds, like just because I thought that was fun. But it's like a lot, yeah. If you're interested in both of those things, I mean, those two particular things, it's pretty rare to have someone who's a fan
watches
of both.
But, yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I think it just kind of lined up that way. I don't know if it was intentional.
Hey, did the new launcher come out today? By the way,
No.
I don't know.
It was supposed to drop on the 20th. I thought.
Really?
Or maybe it was like they're releasing it to a few people and then like in mass later on or something. But I could have swore the 20th was like an important date for some reason.
It was not open when I opened my client today, so I guess not.
Yeah, I thought you had to download it separately because I don't think it was. Yeah, because at first I don't think they were like forcing people to download it. They were allowing you to keep your independent opener if you wanted to.
I'll look into that later, maybe.
But that's exciting. I think that's like kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems cool. I just hadn't heard about it.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a little thing, and that was about it. Does anybody know when the event calendar ends for Runeterra?
At Worlds.
That was it?
They did it at Worlds.
I think there was
No,
more.
they have the next seasonal on the calendar.
They have next seasonal on the calendar. Okay, because so
Where?
hopefully at the end of next seasonal we get another.
Wait, hold on. In the thing of like the Bandlewood season, I see like World Championships is the last thing on there.
If you click the tournament tab online, then it shows you that the seasonal is happening.
Oh, sure, yeah. I just meant like in their calendar, September 16th.
Okay, sure.
So hopefully we get another. I'm
like the
hoping for
last
another roadmap / event calendar thing this seasonals.
Yeah.
Please.
Hopefully something that says, "Hey,
There
we're
should be,
gonna make best of 3 gauntlet like a real deal now." That'd be really cool.
I don't dare to dream.
It'd be very nice. I'd like playing ladder, but yeah, it would be nice.
We're having Worlds in exactly 1 year, and first place is $250,000.
That does not seem likely, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain.
What's that? 6
Also,
times?
that's a lot.
Are they just doing the entire year of roadmap on one roadmap? It's like we have everything
doubt that
planned
too.
out. Every single thing for the next
M-
365 days.
Most do. Typically, when you have a world event, like it's a yearly thing that you lead up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But the roadmaps for Runeterra have everything on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're like, here's what's happening in the next 3 months. Every single thing that's happening in the next 3 months.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, like the
Yeah,
ones with the
not
pictures where it's like
not
this
in
expansion,
client.
this event, this thing, this expansion, champion expansion,
They
new skins.
They
right?
did release.
Yeah.
They released some of that previously, right? Didn't they show the card releases to the end of the year? I think.
They also had
I think
something
so.
with
I think we saw
seasonals
something
for the
like
next,
that.
They have
Yeah.
like the next couple of seasons on like this roadmap too.
Okay.
Oh
well,
snap!
hopefully we get some more. That'd be nice.
Yep.
I just like the information. I like to be able to plan around it. Although I am going to be not incredibly active in Runeterra stuff for the next like month. I feel like I'm gonna be making the daily YouTube videos and everything still, but like I have to play through Bloodborne on stream. I'm taking a bit of like not a competitive break, but like I'm not, like I said, I'm not going incredibly hard on the seasonals. And then I have to, like, I'm not even going to be in the state for like a week and a half in October. Now I'm going to be playing Runeterra on my phone during that. Yeah, I don't think I'm like moving away from Runeterra or anything. It's just like the next month is incredibly busy for me on things that aren't Runeterra. There's just a lot going on for me.
There gonna be some shit.
There's gonna be some stuff, but that's fine. You know, maybe then Henneke can win one of these.
Hey,
Oh,
I don't even know if I'm gonna play
Call-out.
the seasonals.
He's
but
not
I,
gonna play the
Oh,
seasonals?
there he is.
I might not. Like honestly, like I've been going hard at LOR for a while, and I might just take a break.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, now's probably the time, right?
Yeah.
Yo. So it's saying top 700 master players that the cutoff time is October 7th. That's
Yeah. So it's the 9th.
2
I
weeks and 3 days. So 17 days.
That
It's
sounds about right.
definitely
Yeah.
That's a little
crazy.
closer than I would have liked.
It is closer than I would have liked, but it sounds
Yeah.
about right. I mean, the build up between Bandle expansion came out what, like 4
Oh,
weeks
it's
ago?
been out for a while.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute. We've been prepping for Worlds for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Damn.
thank God we got that emergency balance patch. Oh my God.
Yeah, that one was a big
Christ.
deal. That was a pretty big deal. I'm glad of that for sure.
Yep. And Sivir still won Worlds. God damn it.
That was pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
Yep. I mean, the deck did very well, but it was just a good deck,
Yeah.
right?
it's good.
It was just one of the better
It's not
decks.
crazy.
It's not like
crazy
insane or
good.
anything.
Like,
Yeah, it has
It's
some
just
bad
that it's still a
matchups.
tier 1 deck. That's all.
Yeah, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Things are allowed to be good.
Yeah.
It was just very nice that it wasn't like absolutely insanely dominant. So I'm looking at this roadmap, and looks like in October we're supposed to get Battle Academia skins.
Ooh, cute.
That's
What
pretty
is
exciting.
that for those that may not know? I'm not one of them, definitely.
Definitely
But
not.
for anyone else that doesn't know, you lame people that don't know that, what is that?
It's like anime high school vibe look.
Dope.
Yeah.
Jason, do you know what anime is?
Yeah, that's that thing that I always catch you watching whenever I turn on your cam, right?
No, that's hentai,
Uh,
and it's art.
Right. Okay, my bad.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, it's like that.
He beat me to the
skins.
joke.
Well,
They're cool though. They look good in League. They're not like my favorite skin line, but it's a good one. And then we have a major PvE expansion. They did not call the new Lab of Legends a major PvE expansion. That was just like an update. That was just a PvE
so
expansion.
we're gonna see some pretty
So we're
pretty
gonna
cool
see
looking
some stuff. I'm actually really excited about that. A new themed event,
yeah.
mega event pass.
Mega event.
Mega
pass.
event pass.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry,
I mean,
nobody
that's
else
pretty
gets
cool.
there.
But I
Sounds
like
good.
it.
It sounds
Sounds
exciting.
And that's November. And then December, we have Magical Misadventures, which sounds like a fantastic set name. Another
That
seasonal
has-
and a new
that has
ranked
to be a-
season start. So nothing
That
too
has to be a
crazy.
Vandalwood patch. Like
It-
that 100%
Just more
has to be Vandalwood.
Vandal cards. Yeah.
Magical
Right.
Misadventures that's going to have Yumi in it, I'm telling you.
I'm so down. I am down
like
for
it.
the crazy. Like that's gonna be a support buff, right? Like we're gonna see support archetype coming in hot.
Possibly. She's gonna be like a
He's going to
3-mana
capture
Targon champ.
herself.
Targon Vandal champ. That's my guess. Which Targon needs some goddamn help with their champions. Oh my god. It's like Zoe or bust.
I have one champion. I have one champion I get to play. What do you want from me?
I was trying to build Zoe Zoe Shellfolk today, and I was just like, I put in 3 Zoe, cause duh, and then I scrolled down and I was like, oh no.
I mean, it's Zoe Poppy. You have to play Zoe Poppy.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, Poppy actually seemed like the best one, because Diana's poopy butthole, no matter how many times we try to play her. Leona
How
just
dare you?
doesn't quite work. And yeah, so Poppy is kind of your only answer here. We just need some help with the Targon champs. They're pretty
We need
bad.
some help with Targon. Fangs did nothing wrong.
What's wrong with Aesol?
Everything.
Let's get some dragons, bro.
Aloof.
I love the problem with Aesol is that all of his support package got hit so hard that you just can't get there anymore, man.
Also, when's the last time you went to like turn 10?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often anymore.
I don't play Targon anymore, so I can't kill everything, heal everything, steal everything, create everything, and then win the game.
Right? I missed that. That sounds like
Don't
a great
worry,
time.
no one
What's
else
the
can either. Neither can any of us. Neither can the actual Targon players. It's just a hard time to be a Targon fan right now. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, but Targon made
Thank God.
it
Top
to the
3,
semis."
Saishu.
Get out of
Heimer.
here.
Good
Get
riddance.
outta here.
Navi
Screw
Zoe is not a Targon. Look, people who say that Navi Zoe and Zoe Lee are Targon decks don't understand Targon, okay? That's all I'm saying.
you. I miss the Targon soup decks.
Yeah.
I want to play my Mountain Sojourners.
Right?
Mhm.
You know what's up.
Sky.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
Mountain Scry. Sojourners is a support one. Right? I don't want to play that card. I don't miss that card.
Go for it.
I want to cast multiple cosmic inspirations in a game. That's what I want to do. I
Alright,
miss Zoe
that's a little
Karma,
far
man.
even for me. You've gone past where I'm willing to back you up on this one.
Every time I take cosmic inspiration, you yell at me.
Not wrong either, and you know it.
I'm still gonna take it every time.
Oh,
You
Okay,
haven't lived
well, we'll
until you
wrap it up
cosmic
here.
karma.
We've got some announcements. This Friday, Bay and I will be having the one and only swim on our Mastering Runeterra podcast. And then for the next 2 Sundays, there's going to be NA tournaments. So $300 tournament this Sunday, and a $500 tournament next Sunday. And then also, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, October the 2nd, there's going to be a $300 EU tournament. And then lastly, this Monday, Bay and I are going to be doing a subathon, streamathon thing because we're launching MasteringRuneterra.com, our new strategy website featuring writers from all the people you can see, plus a whole bunch of others. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Super excited for that. So lots of good shit coming up. Make sure you register for these tournaments because we are like this close to launching like a Mastering Runeterra like pro tour or tour. Where we'll have like a series of events, and then you'll get points in each event, and it'll cut to like a championship at the end,
Like a league.
but like a league basically. But we need to show that we can put butts in seats basically. So everyone come register, come join us, and let's get this thing off the ground.
Do you want to put the link in chat? I don't have it handy.
Linking.
Cool. Thank you. All right. That's about all I got. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
peace.
Frigate's about to end it. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
See you guys.